Hello, happy Thursday, and we are now down to the single digits before Christmas is here. But even through all the Christmas and holiday chaos, I am still meal planning. And one of the things I wanted to talk a little bit about today is imperfectly meal planning. So you're going to notice something about my menu this week that looks really familiar from last week, and that's because I didn't eat all the things on my meal plan last week that I had put on there, or this week, I guess. And I had planned it last week, and then this week we were supposed to eat all the things, and things happened. I can't remember what. Oh, I think Monday I ended up taking my son to a chiropractor appointment and ended up doing an appointment myself while I was there, and then he wanted to go to a basketball game afterwards, so I dropped him off there. So by the time I got home, I was like, I don't have time to make a new meal. We have leftovers from the night before. We're having leftovers tonight, which was fine, and it worked. But it means that I didn't eat that night's meal. So you kind of roll over and pick from the next one. And then on Wednesday night, last night, they had a Texas Roadhouse fundraiser event for his school, which who's going to pass out a fundraiser event where they cook the food for you and you help the school by buying the food that they cook? So I love those so much. So that was another meal that didn't get cooked this week. So what I do in those cases is I just roll them over to the next week. So let me go ahead and share. But the whole idea, and especially right now with the holidays and things are busy and things are popping up and maybe you're deciding to go places or people are coming into town, I like to have a plan, and then from there you can kind of do whatever. And another thing that that a lot of people have told me is, well, I mean, I'd like to meal plan, but I don't know what I'm going to want to eat on Tuesday. Okay, on Tuesday, do you still even know what you want to eat? No. If you're like me, I'll be like, oh, what am I in the mood for? Or sometimes I think to myself, especially if I'm out and about or something, I'm like, ooh, I'm out, I can pick up something for lunch. I'm an adult. I can have whatever I want for lunch. And I draw a total blank because I don't know what I want. So sometimes I think even the meal planning, it just helps to have an idea. You don't have to follow it perfectly. It's not all going to work out every week exactly the way you want it to. I've got several examples on here. Like I think one day I'm supposed to be having like a strawberry spinach salad. I never bought strawberries. I don't know how they didn't end up making it onto my grocery list, but for some reason they didn't. And so it's okay. Things happen. The idea of meal planning is just to have an idea of what you're going to eat. And if you need to move things around, you can move things around. Several times during the week, I'll maybe put something like on Monday, I'll say, okay, or Sunday, I'm going to have the chicken. And then maybe Sunday, I don't feel like having chicken. So I can just go down to a different meal and say, we'll do the shrimp and sausage gumbo instead. Or sometimes things like the shrimp it's usually in the freezer for me. So I'm like, I didn't take the shrimp out. Okay, nope, we're going to have, instead, let's go ahead and move on down and we'll have whatever's next on the list. So it doesn't have to be perfect. It's just to give you an idea of what you need to get so that you have enough food on hand. Really, that's kind of the whole point of meal planning, because you're probably already running around to the store anyway. You don't want to keep going back to the grocery store because, oh no, we need this, or oh no, we need that. So meal planning just kind of helps you know, hey, we have enough. And if you need to make changes to your meal plan, that's fine as well. So let me go ahead and show you what we're having this week on our meal plan. So one of the first things that I did is, so I start with my meal plan template. You can grab these meal plan templates. They're in the What's Working Here resource library. I have them A through F. I follow Portion Fix, and even if you don't follow Portion Fix, you can still follow my meal plan. I follow Portion Fix Meal Plan B. So if you're an A, you would just knock out a carb and a fruit. And if you're a C or higher, you would just add in those additional containers that you get. So I start with my meal plan template. I put the dates and then anything that we have going on. So luckily we don't have any sports or anything right now, but we've got Christmas Eve coming up next Friday and then Christmas on Saturday. I don't know why I keep feeling like it should be on Thursday. I guess because that's when Thanksgiving was. So I was like, oh no, Saturday instead. So what I did this week, really, whenever I started making my meal plan, instead of starting from the top, I started on those holidays that I knew. So I do have in here that I plan to make a Shakeology. Now, whether or not I actually do, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. We usually do have cinnamon rolls for breakfast, so that's a yellow. And then I'll usually pair that with a turkey sausage. So we usually have that for breakfast. So I'll probably like flip those meals and have the cinnamon roll first and then maybe a shake later. We usually have Christmas lunch we have here at my house. So I'll just pick up some tamales for that. And then we go to my sister's house for Christmas, and we have something I started a long time ago, which we used to do it on Christmas Eve, is I would have like fondue and strawberries and sausage and cheese and all these snacks to bribe my family to come over and then go to Christmas Eve services. So now we actually do it on, we have those appetizers. They've kind of become a tradition, I guess, now. We usually have those on Christmas. So it's usually like strawberries, marshmallows, and a pound cake with a chocolate fondue. It's a cooking light recipe, so it makes me feel a little bit better about it. And then we'll have like cheese and sausage and that sort of thing. And then, also shrimp. We like to have cocktail shrimp. So those are kind of like our traditional Christmas hors d'oeuvres. And then every year we also pick a different, I guess it's more of a cuisine. It started out more of a culture, but now we're kind of getting into different kinds of cuisines, I guess. So this year we're doing a Cajun Christmas. So just something a little bit different, because usually what would happen is on Thanksgiving we would have the turkey and the ham and the stuffing and all those traditional things. And then a month later we'd have it all over again, the same exact things pretty much. So we started kind of mixing it up. We've done all sorts of fun Christmases, and we always like to find like the traditions. I found a night before Christmas, reading the Cajun Christmas night before Christmas poem. So we'll watch that and do some different things like that. So we've had we've done Chinese Christmas. We made like crafts. We've done a Mexican Christmas. We've done Vietnamese Christmas. So all different kinds of Christmases. And if you have ideas for different cultures for Christmas, I am wide open for those, because that's always a lot of fun. So we actually usually order food now for Christmas, and so I'll probably order it. We'll pick it up on Christmas Eve, and then we'll just reheat it. So I think we're ordering from, there's a local restaurant here called Papado that's in Houston, so we're going to order from there for our Cajun Christmas and do some gumbo and crawfish etouffee and all those sorts of things. So I started there, and then and then on Christmas Eve we usually go to a friend's house, so that'll be out. And then I went ahead and put the tamales there for Christmas Eve lunch, and then we can have them for lunch the next day. And we may eat them, we may not. It just depends, but we know that we have enough food if we do need to eat them. So now going back up to the top. So after I filled in the bottom, I went up to the top. And I start with my meal one is always my shake. You can see that I've got it here two different ways. So normally the meal plan template starts with the red and the purple and the teaspoon. But since I changed out the meal two, which is usually green, red, and yellow, I bumped that green up. So I'll just add some spinach or some rice cauliflower to add a vegetable to my shake. And then I alternated those. So then I picked, my son wants me to make these particular pumpkin muffins, so I made sure I put them on the menu. So I'm going to make pumpkin muffins, and then we'll have turkey sausage, so that counts as my red and my yellow. And then, that was last Sunday that I ate out. So I usually leave this open for like a salad or sandwich, or sometimes we'll have Panera on Sundays, seems to be our thing. Sandwich. And then the meal four, usually it's a green, blue, and purple, but I dropped that green down. I'll just double up on my vegetables. And then I left it for peaches and pecans, which was on the menu last week, but I like it so much I'm going to have it again this week. And I still have peaches and pecans left over, so that makes it easy. So the rosemary chicken and potatoes was on the menu for this week, and I didn't have it, so I rolled it on over. And then the breakfast scramble was on the menu and for last week, and I never got around to making it. I don't know why. So I'm rolling that one over as well. And then the dinner becomes lunch the next day. Like I mentioned, I forgot to buy strawberries, so we didn't have a strawberry spinach salad with almonds, so I've rolled that one over this week too. And then I never made the shrimp and sausage gumbo, so I rolled that over as well. So it kind of makes meal planning really easy when you don't follow it directly because you have something to roll over. So I had actually popped open my Thanksgiving menu because I knew I had pumpkin muffins on there, so I could copy this little section right there. And I saw that we had turkey burgers and sweet potato fries with a salad, and my son loved the turkey burgers. He's like, "What are these?" He's like, "This is the only burger I want to eat from now on." So I went ahead and put those on the menu for this week. I think my husband's going to be home, so he can cook those at some point. And then by the end, I was like, I don't know what else we want to eat. I was like, we can do something really simple, spaghetti with meat sauce. That's really simple and will be easy to make. So then that got dropped down as well. And then I did leave it open for leftovers on Thursday. And I mean, leftovers / sandwiches. We have always make sure I have stuff on hand to make sandwiches and that sort of thing, or we have leftovers. And then we went over what we're doing for Christmas and Christmas Eve. So that is kind of how I handle my meal planning. Remember, it does not need to be perfect. It's all just to make sure you have what you need, and if things change, then things change, and you can roll things over to the next week. But I hope you have a wonderful holiday. Merry Christmas if you celebrate Christmas. If not, have a wonderful week, and I will talk with you next week.